Alright, y'all have already stared at my sexy face. Well, we're about to have a very interesting video. Now, from the title, you've seen relationship advice, and you're like, bro, you've only had like two girlfriends. Shut your ass up, bro. Get the fuck out of here. I'm like, the purpose of this video, the purpose of this video isn't to give you advice about how to get a girlfriend or like keep a relationship. I know nothing about that. In fact, that's what this video is about. My problem, fucking problem whenever I get a girlfriend. But all I could say is at the end, there's gonna be an Easter egg of something I've learned, and it's something pretty obvious. So if anybody's doing it, you need to stop right now. Now let's get into this video. Your boy Luthor has always been very, very, very desperate and lonely, and he's always wanted a girlfriend. One day, he was 12 years old and he went to a park, and guess what he saw? Latina, my favorite. I saw a Latina, and I was like, I just walked right up to her. I don't know what the fuck just happened. Like, I just walked up to her and said, "You're beautiful." I started talking to her, and she could speak French and Spanish. But then I couldn't speak any French. I mean, right now I could speak French, but by then I couldn't speak French. So we used like translate. We can talk for like an hour. Then after that I left. And when I came back to the park later, she was like with her friends, blushing, whatever. I kept on coming there to like play soccer and stuff. The one day, she was there, and she gave me a paper with her phone number on it, and I'm like, alright. So she gave me her number on paper, and it took me like a whole month to add her on WhatsApp. And from that day on, you could say that we were dating. Yes, your boy Luthor had a girlfriend. Isn't that amazing? Fascinating. You never expected that to happen, did you? So I had my first ever girlfriend when I was 12 years old. Barely even talked to her, barely met her. We talked a little bit on phone, like text. But one thing I realized is that there was this other girl that later that was always like being rude to me like all the time. She would always bully me and stuff. And she would always like talk about my girlfriend. When are you gonna break up with your girlfriend again? What's your girlfriend's name? Blah, blah, blah. This and that. And I stayed with my girlfriend all this time, and I had no idea about her. When I left the school, she told me that she likes me, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. You bullied me the whole time. I mean, don't tell me that shit. And then how I lost her was I had to leave Switzerland, and I was in some kind of protection home from like if you got spanked or something like that. I liked another girl. I broke up with her without her knowing. Like I removed her number from my phone, and then left Switzerland forever. From that day on, I've never heard about her. I've never talked to her. I don't even know who the fudge that is. And then today, your boy is still the same. Oh ho 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 ho. Once I came to my new school, which is basically this dorm, my first ever year, I had zero girlfriends. Your boy was in 8th grade, 5'9". Come on, man, get a girlfriend. What are you doing? Zero girlfriends. There was 4 girls that liked me, and I only knew about like 2. The rest, I didn't know. Now let's get to the next parts.
After I came to school, during the summer, I hit a growth spurt and I got a glow up. And I was like 6'2.5". And then
Another girl. Now this girl, the next girl I'm gonna tell you about. Honestly, I don't really wish to ever have done what I did. So there was this other girl that when I first came to school, she liked me, and my friend made me ask her out, even though I didn't want to. And I did it anyway. And yeah, I didn't have a great time. Made a huge mistake. Broke up with her in like 5 days. Then next, I was like, I'm not trying to get into a relationship again. I mean, I'm down bad as heck for getting into what I just got into. So I'm just chilling, having a great time, and then some girl from last year texts me. She tells me that she likes me, and I'm like, I mean, last year I did like her for like 2 weeks, but I didn't really think that much of her. And she told me that she liked me since last year, so I'm like, I had no flipping idea. You know what? You know what your boy did? Your boy got another girlfriend. And this was probably the one that I was This was probably the most real girlfriend I've ever had. Cause like I was actually close to this one. We talked the most, and this lasted 2 months. At first, we were having a great time. Then my insecure ass and was having a lot of thoughts, and I thought it might be a good idea to go back to the guys, to the YouTubers who talk about girls. So I did that shit. Huh? How to get your girlfriend to like you more? Search that shit up, whatever. You know that fucking bald black guy that goes like, treat your girl like shit. And like fucking Andre Tate, I watch those guys. Andre Tate is actually a pretty good guy, but I watch like the deepest guys, and they gave me some advice of like, if you don't want your girl to break up with you or stop liking you, you better do this or do that or do this or do that. And I actually took that advice and used it, and it backfired. No, by that time, I wasn't really having a great life. I mean, my grandma died. I wasn't feeling that good, and I took a bit of that anger out. Like sometimes I'll literally go out of my way to piss my girl off. Who the does that? And I did that. So I basically ruined the relationship. And then all that was needed was just one more thing, to be a little more of an asshole. And I asked her to take a break and blocked her on Snapchat. And she literally just said, okay, no biggie. So after that, I was like, she probably didn't like me that much in the first place. I go on TikTok and all the videos she had of me were deleted. And she hasn't sent me any TikTok videos since then. So I'm like, I thought I was missing something. Because every time I woke up in the morning, I'll get those good morning messages. Oh, lovey-dovey, I love that shit, me more. And I'll get that every single morning, and I wasn't getting that. So I missed out. I remember the next day I actually cried. Like, Luthor cried. Imagine loving a girl so much that you cry over her. Well, that was me. And I regretted that decision. So I tried to apologize and shit. And I added her back on Snapchat. I was like begging her to get back with me or whatever. And she didn't seem like she wanted to that bad. But then her friend kind of told her to. And then she did it. And it just wasn't right. I mean, she was like, she got back with me, but she was sending me like GN, and like no TikTok videos. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I thought we were dating. I just realized she didn't like me that much, so broke up with her for real. This isn't really about like what I'm trying to say. Isn't really the story I'm trying to tell you. Like I didn't just come and sit on this chair talking about my relationships or whatever. But all I could tell you is, if you got a girl that you really like and she really likes you, hold your frame. Be yourself. Don't fuck up. Because I'm not a fucking dating coach. I'm not a fucking relationship guy. But what I could tell you is that I've heard of a lot of people doing this, like literally in real life. When you feel like you get cocky and you just want to like treat your girl like shit, that shit will always backfire. Don't ever treat a girl like shit. Like, why the fuck would you? You're a human being. Do you like to get treated like shit? No. So don't fucking treat your girl like shit. And that's all I gotta tell you. All the fucking videos telling you about riz and pick up lines and whatever bro, don't listen to that shit. The only way I've ever in my life got girls was just be myself. And if you're trying to not be yourself, the girl's actually gonna see how much of a weak ass you are. And what I said in this video isn't like the only stories. Those are like my girlfriend stories. But about like girls I liked. Like there's another story I'm gonna tell you about a girl I liked and almost sent flowers to, and I asked her out on Google Documents. I got rejected badly. So I'm gonna tell you that in another video. But for now, take my advice and do whatever. Just be yourself around your girl, you know. Just be yourself and don't treat her like shit. And I promise you, you'll have a happy relationship. Just don't make the mistake I made, and then you'll have a happy, long-lasting relationship. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it.